everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here again at ICP, double checking a few things here. This is looking like a bit of a bearish situation, folks. Let me go ahead and explain what I mean by that here and just help you understand the general consensus. So simply to put, we have a bearish backtest potential here of this ascending trend line. We've also got a situation which we've broken below the cloud. And if I'm not mistaken, this also certainly looks like a double top of type of pattern here. Okay, so double tops typically have a high success rate. If you look at my Discord here, I have a education section, of course, with chart patterns. When we look at double tops, the general consensus for a double top is about a 75% success rate. So again, we could very well break this neckline and continue lower. Not trying to just get you super scared or worried about this, but this is a potential reality. Again, the price action did break out to the upside like we expected. Now that that's happened, we've kind of double topped. Bitcoin printing a head and shoulders type of pattern leads me to believe we could see ICP pull back. Again, it's not a guarantee, of course, just kind of a preface and or a simple, different way of looking at things, right? Again, don't attach yourselves to bullish or bearish mindsets. Keep fluent in every situation and every trade. But I can tell you, that at this point, there's a handful of reasons why that could happen. Again, we're going to look at everything abstractly here and make sure we understand. So last 7 days, we can see the most amount of liquidation is down below the price action at 6.5. Again, that does act as a magnet sometimes. Keep in mind, of course, there's a tremendous amount of liquidation above the price action spread out entirely. Okay, so those are a lot of shorts that could get liquidated. You could say the same thing for longs. We do take a look at the bigger picture, though. 8.5 could be the next target because there's a tremendous amount of liquidation on the upside based on the last 1 month's worth of trading. Okay, so again, those are all areas above the recent resistance there at roughly like 825, 830. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Those are not definitive directions, but just some things that we want to kind of recognize in the big picture. So taking a look here at the big picture, if Bitcoin does continue to progress well, or progress to say 58,500 or higher, that's generally the resistance level for it right now. If we break through that, there's a good chance that ICP could continue higher and validate this double top pattern. Okay. Again, there's absolutely a potential reality for that. But what we'll want to look at here is a couple of things. First of all, stochastic is starting to swing down. It's not a guarantee, of course, but it's losing its momentous push to the upside. Okay. Now, again, it's not the first, it's the second swing that you want to pay the most attention to, but this is letting us know that we're losing momentum on this little potential upswing. We can also see MACD is converging still, so we're still gaining more momentum here too, kind of, nullifying that, if you will. So what does that all mean? Well, it just basically implies that we kind of have a bit of an indecision or an impasse here because we got the 20-day SMA working tentatively as a resistance level. That often runs concurrent with a descending trend. Now, I do need to update our trend lines here, and I will do that here later. I'll post that on our playout chart here on Twitter, Telegram, or Discord. So if you're not familiar, I do post different playout charts for every single coin that I analyze. Those are available on our social media. But for the moment, what I want to just kind of get the point across here is that we're still under the 20-day SMA until we break above that. There's no real reason to get super excited about it, taking a long position right now. That's just generally how it should work. You should always try to understand the macro and work around that and just respect it, really. Because at this point, it doesn't mean we can't go higher. It just implies that it'll continue to hold the price action down until it doesn't. Okay. For now, let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame and just recognize a couple of important factors. We are over the 50 and the 20. Sorry, we're testing the 20 SMA, but we're over the 50. 50 is generally a good favorable sign. So being over the 50, it's always something you want to look for in a trade. Does that mean that we're good to go? No, but if we do take a look and we zoom out here a little bit further, we can see we got that point of control at somewhere right around the 710 range. Okay, so the most recent amount of time, the reason why that's called a point of control is because there's a lot of volume accumulated at that zone. So when the price enters that range, it typically bounces, which we saw here as well. It bounced off that 0.5 fib level. Okay, so again, this does kind of speak against the descending trend or the potential that the double bottom or double top rather could play out, right? So again, there is some support right there. If we lose that, different story altogether. But if you look at Bitcoin and kind of compare it with ICP, it's not really exact, okay? And which is good, actually. In most cases, you don't want to trade a coin that's going to be paired, exactly with Bitcoin. You want it to kind of be doing its own thing. So ICP is doing its own thing within reason, but it still has a lot of resistance above it. And again, generally speaking, when you have an ascending type of trend like this, where you're establishing higher lows, once you break that pattern, oftentimes the price action will perform a bearish backtest and pull back. There is a 0.618 fib level here at 730, 740 range. So it's important to recognize that could be a new resistance for us too. Hourly time frame, let's recognize the Ichimoku cloud and kind of see where we're at. And this is something that's, let's see, let's talk about this. First of all, we're underneath the cloud that's accumulating at 0.618. Generally, that's going to be a resistance range for us. So Now that things have kind of topped out, so to speak, we're pulling back. This is why lower highs are established, because they come back up to reject off of resistance ranges, or in this case, a series of moving averages, which is part of the cloud. And then also, of course, that resistance level based on Fibonacci retracement. But again, the price bounced well off 0.5, but it doesn't mean it couldn't still ABC out, right? So a lot of times coins, when they hit their highest point, they'll get to an ABC pattern and establish two lower lows and a lower high. We're likely in the A phase right now, trying to establish our B, or we just essentially established our A, and we're looking to hit that highest point. Generally, it rejects off the most recent ascending trend line and comes back down. So my speculation is the price continues to reach that 740 range. That would be a decent opportunity to consider shorting into the 670, 680 range. Okay, again, just a consideration here. Again, the double top ABC pattern. While I don't think we exactly had a 1 through 5 Elliott wave, the bottom line here is that I don't think the bottom is in. Again, a lot of it hinges on Bitcoin. My speculation is Bitcoin is going to pull back a little further. But again, that's just my thoughts here. But that's kind of where we're at here so far. Again, everything we look at here with Ichimoku Cloud, it's mostly bearish, but again, lagging spends almost intersecting with the price action. So generally speaking, we probably have a smaller window of opportunity here for a short, but everything has shifted to moving down versus moving up, right? So just bear that in mind. Hopefully that makes sense and I described that correctly. If you get a chance, obviously hit the like button, comment below, join us over on Twitter, Telegram, or Discord. Make sure you also reference BitUnix to Phenomenal Exchange. They are available here for more details in our Discord or just in general. You probably want to reference their website, but I can tell you, if you use the link down below, awesome rewards to register. No KYC or VPN. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. Thanks so much again for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.